Greetings, Benjamin J. from BENZTRAINZ with another in the series. Well, as you can see, another rival from eBay. Now this is rather unique. It is a Lionel 1001. This is 1948. This was Lionel's very first plastic locomotive. Now, I found this on eBay, $25 or best offer. I contacted the guy, offered him 10 bucks, and to my surprise, he accepted it. So, he knew nothing about it, and it is packed full of styrofoam peanuts. I hate these things. Alright. Anyway, I don't know if it runs. I pointed out when I made the offer that there was a crack in the shell, which is very likely why he accepted the $10 offer on it. So, it is just a locomotive. Again, this is Lionel 1948, the Lionel 1001, and this was Lionel's very first plastic locomotive. Now let's see where to start here. So I'm really curious to see what this is going to look like. All right. Well, it's packed well, no doubt about that. And here it is, the Lionel 1001. Lionel's first plastic locomotive. This is 1948. And it's actually in very good condition. There's a crack right there. I saw that in the photos and I pointed it out to him. So that's very likely why he accepted the $10 offer for it. But it is actually in very, very good condition. It's lighted, it does not have a lens. It has a Lionel's original plastic motor, but rather than having a plastic switch on the top, it has an aluminum switch, as you can see. So this locomotive is 71 years old. And as you can see, this is actually in quite good condition. Let me pull the camera off the tripod. I was really looking forward to seeing this. As you see, the Lionel 1001 in overall excellent condition, really, considering it's 71 years old. There's no damage to it. It does have a crack right there, as you can see. But that is easy to fix. One drop of epoxy and that will be almost invisible. So, as always, I'm going to put one drop of oil on this motor. I have no idea if this runs, neither did he. He said he had no way of testing it. So, a quick drop of oil on the motor. Give it a turn, let that get into that bearing. And it is ready to test. So I have no idea if this is going to run, none at all. So I've got it on the outside rail. Let me put this locomotive in neutral. All right, the locomotive is in neutral. We can use the rail. Turn the power on. Let's see what happens. So Lionel 1001, 1948, Lionel's first plastic locomotive. It runs in reverse and it runs forward. Look at that. $10 on eBay. He had it listed 25 or best offer. I offered him $10 and he accepted it. Now that is amazing. Uh-oh. We just stopped. There we go. Very likely it's the contacts are dirty, or the E-unit. This has been sitting someplace for a long time, although it's in exceptionally good condition, as you can tell. It might be the switch itself. All right, I switched it to forward. Let's put this on a consist and see if it will pull. So I'll pull this 1060 off, move it over here. Now that drawbar is really, really bent. All right, let's see how this goes. The Lionel 1001. The light is out, it looks like. Look at that. $10. that is running just absolutely perfectly. Right out of the box. So again, this locomotive is 71 years old, and it's in really, really decent condition. It does have that crack, but like I said, I can epoxy that really quickly. I'll straighten out that drawbar, put a new light bulb in it, and this is going to run just absolutely splendidly. I can tell that just by running it now. So, Lionel's first plastic locomotive. As you can see, this was well worth the $10. Now, one thing I want to point out is one thing that I do not like about Lionel. This was their original first plastic locomotive. Now, that's a 1001. Here's the 1060, and as you can see, they are virtually identical. And that's one major drawback, I think, to the Lionel locomotives, is that they all look exactly the same. So if you have one of these, you have all of them. And I just wonder why they continue to renumber them with making almost zero changes. As you can see, the only difference between these two is the switch, of course. The silver bell here, black bell there. But as you can see, the overall design and layout is virtually identical in both of them. That's one thing I don't understand about Lionel. Like I said, if you have one of them, you have all of them, because they are all virtually identical. Whether they're plastic or whether they're cast pot metal or zinc, they're all the same. Anyway, the Lionel 1001, 1948. Lionel's first plastic locomotive is up and running. $10 on eBay. Like I said, this was a buy it now or best offer. I offered the guy $10 and he accepted, which just really surprised me. But when I sent the offer, I pointed out the fact that the shell was cracked. And he had no idea if it ran or not. And as you can see, this is running just absolutely perfectly. That's 50% power. And it's running absolutely splendidly. 71 years old. So I'll pull this apart, put a new light bulb in it, lube it, tune it, clean it up, repair that crack. One drop of 5-minute epoxy, that crack will be repaired. It'll be almost invisible. But the nice thing about it, of course, is the fact that this is running just absolutely perfectly. And I have done nothing to it except 2 drops of oil. So as I always point out, don't be afraid to make an offer on something. If something says, regardless of what the price they're asking, if it says, in this case, 25 or best offer, I offered the guy $10 and he instantly accepted it, which really surprised me. I had absolutely no intention of actually buying this. But I always make an offer if it's something that I would like to have. And in this case, it paid off. He instantly accepted it, to my great surprise. So the 1948 Lionel 1001, Lionel's first plastic locomotive, is up and running. $10 from eBay. So as you see, I've got to straighten out the drawbar. I'll repair that crack on the other side. But other than that, there is absolutely nothing wrong with this locomotive. As you can see, it's complete. It's been stored very, very well. There's no damage to it at all that I can see, other than that crack in the plastic on this side, and that's really easy to repair. So flip the switch, and let's see if this is going to run in forward and reverse. All right, so I think it's just a dirty switch, actually. Yep, I think that's what it is. So when I pull this motor out, I'll clean the switch contacts. It's been sitting someplace for a while. There's no doubt about that. It's been a long time since this has been a run. In fact, the more I flip this, probably the better it's going to work. It's been sitting someplace, so there's probably oxide on the contacts in there. And like I said, this has an aluminum switch, where the later Lionel's had a plastic one. But as you can see, This is in really, really decent condition. And it's running just absolutely perfectly. So it needs to be lubed and cleaned and tuned, but other than that, there's absolutely nothing wrong with this. It's in really, really decent condition. So I got to put a light bulb in it, repair the crack on this side, right there. Like I said, 1 drop of 5-minute epoxy, that'll be a virtually invisible repair. So I'm really pleased with it. 1948, Lionel's first plastic locomotive, the 1001. $10. Really difficult to beat that. Anyway, just wanted to do a quick video on this. It's not very often you can find a locomotive in this condition for that price. And it's rather historic. This is Lionel's first plastic locomotive. So let's take this around again. As you can see, it runs just absolutely perfectly. No problem at all. So I'll put that light bulb in it, repair that crack, clean it, lube it, tune it. It's going to be an excellent addition to the collection. Now, I only buy a Lionel when I can get it cheap. You got to admit, this is $10 well spent. This is running just absolutely splendidly. In any case, just wanted to do a quick video. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email. BENZTRAINZ@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for watching.